Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. So in this video we're going to be looking at a more complicated program. So I think this should be our sixth video here. Alright, so in this video what we're going to be doing is we're going to be using the math library. Once more, I think we would have done that in a previous video. And also we're going to be using some functions. And yeah, so let's go ahead and read the instructions that are given. And it says that we should use the math library appropriately, and it gives us this formula to get the Cartesian plane or something like that. So the following formula gives the distance between 2 points. That's great. Alright, so given the center and a point on the circle, you can use the formula to find the radius of the circle. Write a program that prompts the user to enter the center and point on the circle. The program should then output the circle's radius, diameter, circumference, and area. Your program must have at least the following function. Alright, so it's supposed to have a distant function. So this function takes as its parameter four numbers that represent 2 points in the plane and return the distance between them and also the radius. So this function takes as its parameter four numbers that represent the center and a point on the circle, calls the function distance to find the radius of the circle, and returns the circle's radius. Alright, so the circumference, so this function takes as its parameter a number that represents the radius of the circle and returns the circle's circumference if r, and I guess it's an example, if r is the radius, the circumference is 2 pi r. Yeah, I should know that. Alright, so the area, so this function has its parameter, so it takes as its parameter a number that represents the radius of the circle and returns the circle's area. So if r is the radius, the circumference is pi r squared. Alright, so we should also assume that pi is 3.1416, and this is a sample output of what the thing's supposed to be. Alright, so looking at our program here, so this is our editor. So we're still using the plain Python editor. I think I might have to do two videos for this here. So let's just go ahead and start, and I'll just get straight into it. So the first thing, we're going to be doing some comments. So that's just what I'm going to put. We all know the rest of it. So first of all, we need to import the math library. So we're going to say import math, and that's just it. Now we're going to make the constant, the pi constant. So we're going to say pi, and all caps, and that's 3.1416. So that's what they gave us. Now we're going to be making our first function. The first function that we're going to be making is alright. So we're going to make the distance function first. So we're going to say def, and that's how we define a function, and then we're going to have the function name. Now we're going to make our parentheses to put our, and we end this with a colon, and we're going to put our not elements, what do you call that thing again? I know, the arguments. Yeah, look, I almost forgot that. So it's argument. He has another name, but we're just going to put our four arguments here. So remember the other name in the duration of the tutorial. I'll just let you know, but I don't remember right now. But I know this is arguments, and we're going to be returning the number. So we're going to be returning the first argument times the second or the third argument actually, and then we're going to be multiplying that value by 2, and then we're going to add num2, that would be the second argument, by the final argument, which is num4, and then we're going to be multiplying all of this by 2 once more. So this should give us the distance for our value here. And for our second function is the radius function, which also takes perimeter. Yeah, I think that's the another name for the thing here. So this also takes 4 parameters. So it's either argument or parameters. And we're gonna close off this right here, and we're going to be returning the distance times the distance function times 2. So we're just going to say distance and the arguments that are given. So that's the 3 arguments, well, the 4 arguments, I should say. And then we're going to be multiplying this by 2 as well. For our third, why am I mixing up these numbers? Our circumference is our, I almost said French, and I don't even like French, but I do like it, but I don't know. Alright, so our radius is what we're going to be passing in for our radii, or whatever we're going to be passing in for the circumference here. And this is we're going to be returning, and we're going to use a function called the square root function. So we're going to say mat.sqrt, and this should give us the square root of pi here. So that's the okay. So that's pi, this right here, times the radii, which is given right here, which will be given eventually when we go down to the main function. So the main, and we're going to be multiplying that by 2. So the main function is what we use to run all these functions. So all these functions are only run in main. Alright, so we're going to define our second to last function, which is the area, and we're going to have also the radii in this right here. Close that as well, and we're going to be returning pi times, well, this should be the pi up there, pi times the radii that is given there times 2, and then we're going to be defining the main function here. So this is where all the functions are going to be run. We're going to be needing some lists so that we can add the values that the user is going to be entering. Alright, so our first list, we're going to call it my list, or my underscore list 1, and that is going to be equal to the square brackets. That's how you make a list. Our second list, my list 2, is equal to the same thing. And now what we need is a for loop to get to append the value that the user enters to the list. Alright, so we're going to say for I in the range, and the range is going to be 1. That's it, and we close that, and we're going to be appending them to the list. And this is a function, this is a built-in function in Python. So that's 1, and we're going to say append, and this should add. So we're going to be prompting the user also so that we can add the information here. So we're going to say input, and So let's just say enter the x coordinate or coordinate. We're just going to use one of the center of the circle. That should be it. Okay, that's it. And so we have gone. We need. Let's see how many. Let's see how many brackets we would have opened. At 3. So 1. See, close the 1, 2, and 3. And what we need is we're going to be using this same thing here. So let's just copy this right here and paste it here. The only thing we need to change is this to y, and yeah, that's it. Now let me just capitalize this to give emphasis on them. Now for our, we need to append the x and y for the point. So let's say x for the point coordinate for the point of the circle, or point, and for the y, so this should be 2 as well, and this should be 2. So we're appending these to the second list right here, and this should be y, and this should be the point that we're receiving, the point. And let's say what we can do here is give this thing some space, and what we're going to do now is to, these are very separated, so let's just put another variable that can store the values that are in it. So we're going to say p1, and we're going to equal that to my underscore list 1, and I put a colon there because I'm forgetting that I'm not doing C++. So let's go ahead. P2 is equal to my underscore list 2. So that this right here now is storing the value. These right here is storing the values for all of these right here. Alright guys, so I'm going to stop right here, and I'm going to finish the in another video. So stay tuned for the part 2 for this video right here.